Greetings there, fellow Ratopians. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Ratopia, Episode 7, Parched. So first order of business for you people tuning in just now, I'm going to have you guys vote on the first major priority that we take on. So I could work towards security and defenses. That might look like trying to set up trap corridors for enemies incoming, or even to set up better equipment for our princess to use. We could also focus on food scarcity and supply. We are heading into a winter, and as a result of heading into the winter, it's a little bit harder to feed yourselves in the winter because there's not stuff to forage on, so it might be wise to build up a healthy food supply. We could also start working on Rhadamant welfare and needs. So in order for there to be a middle and upper class, the needs of the lower class needs to be fulfilled. So that's something that we can work on too. We could do aesthetic projects so that we don't live in a dirt hole. And we could also start to organize things into their own industries. So having like a woodworking district, a stoneworking district, a metalworking district, those kind of things. So that would be option number 5. Or viewer suggestions, things that I've left off the list. So I will give you a little reminder tour of what's going on. Way up here at the top, we have our well system. And we didn't manage, unfortunately, to find any webs for dew collectors. So we don't really have any water at the moment in order to feed our farms, which is a bit of an issue. So one of the things that I'm left off this list that I probably ought to have included was just simply exploration. I think inevitably we're going to probably find some wells, and it's going to be important for us to grab that stuff so that we have long-term survival for water for our farms. Because we can rely on a little bit of rainwater here and there, but it's not going to be enough to keep those wheat farms going in the winter. And I suppose food scarcity and supply would be looking for those wells. Or those webs, rather. For the dew webs. So it looks like we have a ton of food, but that goes by pretty quickly come wintertime, I think. And we had also made this this main shaft rope system. So another project for organization and design would be to complete it with each level having its own floor so that we can do sort of rapid mass transport, because we don't have that right now. And let me check these migrants. Hypertension and quiet, pacifist and active. Okay, I'm going to reject these guys. I don't have any interest in bringing them, so I'm going to send them away. There's other ways to get water. Another thing that I could do is just start to scoop the water in these holes here. Because in doing this, what it will allow me to do is to also expand into these sections that I won't have access to otherwise. Oh, man. Oh, we have a criminal. Kasim, how dare you? I'll forgive it this time. But you're still being slapped in irons. Yeah, I'm gonna arrest you on your toilet. That's rough. Rough place to get arrested, I suppose. And throw you in the stocks. Until you behave. All right. So it looks like food scarcity is going to be the winner here. The act of scooping out this water actually helps to that end because it's going to allow us to keep the... Oh, I gotta breathe. Keep the farms well hydrated And then I'll probably end up going looking for webs for the dew webs. Because I don't really see a way for us to have a healthy, steady supply of water without dew webs. So, updating the priority. Search for webs for water supply. Thank you for voting. I also have a lot of research points, so maybe I shall spend some of them before I go deep into delving the dark. Alright, you know, let's have you guys vote. What to research in Ratopia? So we have got a bunch of options. We have the... Ooh, I forget how to categorize these options. So let's call them materials... or structures. So structures, probably the obvious one to go for structures would be possibly wooden ladder to speed up ladder speed. That wouldn't be bad. Or metabed, or bunk beds. Bunk beds for high capacity beds, or metabeds for recovery for our military. Agriculture. So the agriculture, possibly berry orchards in order to supply berries, or mushroom farms, although we don't have a lot of mushrooms, or even an apiary or batiary for different food supply. We have also got industry. So in industry, I'm not really sure we're missing anything in the industry tree right now. Grill, bakery, brewery, these are all things that your middle class is going to require, not your poor class, and we only have poors. I suppose in industry I could go blacksmith, but even then it's probably not something that we're going to need immediately. Welfare is the next tab. Welfare, massage beds would be needed for the lowest class, as is arena. But generally speaking, I don't think arena is worth getting until you have... the ability to heal. Where is that? I forget. I forget where the medics are. Because your arena fighters can often fight to the point where one gets knocked out. And if you don't have medics employed nearby, you have to go run and rescue them, which is kind of annoying when you're like not close to the base. So, where is medic? Oh, hospital. Yeah. So you would want 2 hospitals before you get arena. But we could also do welfare. Next would be military. So in military, maybe some of the additional traps or iron gate would be useful. Then we have aesthetics, which doesn't actually provide any like tangible benefits. It just makes things look nicer. We also have royalty, the royalty tree. So in the royalty tree, the nice ones to get, if we have any losses, a crematory or cemetery would be nice. The royal wardrobe is new as of this last patch. That allows me to change the way the monarch looks. And getting maybe the bank would also, or police station allows you to manage your criminals automatically. So have you guys vote for one of those 7 choices. And in the meantime, I think no, I'm not going to research anything. Oh, here we have another. Steel Boot has betrayed us and needs arresting. Silly criminals. Okay, so let's start looking again for the webs. So somewhere down here, there is spiders that spin webs, and collecting those webs allows us to build very important structures to collect dew from morning dew, and then the morning dew will then be able to fill our water supply. And we did a whole bunch of exploration last stream, but Crazy enough, like, I never actually found webs. I never happened upon any web supplies, so going to search for that might be helpful. Because otherwise you're just completely reliant upon precipitation, and precipitation rates are a little bit random, so you can definitely have a situation where you just don't end up with what you're, you know, with the water that you're hoping to get. Right, so here's a grave. I think we already knew about this grave, so let me go even lower than where we were before. And while I'm down here, I'm just setting up the other Radizens to automatically collect supplies. Now, there's been a lot of quality of life patches and some features added since the last I played. One major one that was a bit of a highlight for me was like pathfinding improvements. Because the only real bugs that I ever ran into were like pathfinding bugs, where Radizens, mostly in the late game, sort of struggled to do pathfinding just because of the... Maybe it was the complexity of the calculations. I'm not really sure. But I do believe those issues have been sorted, which is good. Oh, there's some berry bushes to the southeast. Or bottom right. In order to start to farm berries, you need, you know, some startup berries. And we collected our first joy flower. My lord, where are the spiders? So this is sort of a dry biome with armadillo? I don't know why spiders are just so elusive. Unprecedentedly so. Alright, I will try to go as far west as I'm able to travel. And just, like, commit to a direction. So what I will say is... Oh, what is that? That might be new. I don't really know what that is. What I will say is, like, I haven't ever had this kind of problem in the few playtests that I ran of this. Are you bad? Oh, you must be new, because I don't know what you are. But I'll kill you. You're like an evil joy flower or something. So later on tonight, there will be an attack, and I probably ought to be ready for that. Meaning, not go deep delving for spiders, but start to ascend towards the surface. So I'm gonna go that way. Because I need to be able to defend. And yeah, they're pretty funky frogs. You're not wrong about that. Oops. So it looks like we're gonna do some royalty research. Perhaps employing a police officer. Now my only hesitation of employing a police officer is police officers will they are... Like, if I employed one right now, 1 out of my 22 Radizens will just be full-time policing. But if I don't have a lot of criminals, then they're not really adding any value to the colony. So it's definitely a situation where they're useful if you're getting a lot of criminal problems. But if you don't have a lot of criminal problems, you don't really benefit from it. So, bit of a double edge. So I'm going to try to spend these research points based upon how you guys voted. So let's see. The first one will be for the police station. You also said agriculture. So let's go to the agriculture tree. And go for berry orchards and florists. And then the last one was structures. So in structures, I'll get the muddy bed once I don't have 3 things queued up, because you can only queue 3 at a time. Do a little bit of healing so that I'm ready for tonight's fight. And with it, currently it's raining, it's storming, so yeah, our little water well here is filling up with a bit of water. A little bit. I mean, really not much, but a little bit. Actually, this water well design is not even finished. It was a work in progress, and I probably ought to finish it at some point. So in order to finish it, what that would look like is something like this, where we have a ladder from here all the way down to the farms, so that we can actually get up to this section up here. And then building one more block here so that the water can't flood outwards once it fills up more. Oh, wow. And that descended to a perfect level. Alright, let's get ready for the invasion. There's a lot of enemies, too. But my military's ready. So I'm not going to... Oh, I'm on the wrong level. I'm not going to command my squads directly. I'm just going to aid them. I'll let them AI command. So it looks like the surface attack got managed. So now it's just about defending the subterranean ones. So far, nobody is critically injured, but that will probably change after not too long, because it's this is a bigger attack. We have designed it in such a way, fortunately, that the subterranean enemies trickle in, so they don't. There's not. Well, everyone survived just fine. Sweet. So there's not like a mega swarm, because mega swarms are really hard to deal with when they come in. So we'll get everything repaired, and then I will spend a point for the meta beds, or 3 points rather. Alright, who's the criminal? Double dwarf, but he's way underground. Not gonna be so easy to arrest him as a result. Another thing that's useful to do is stockpiling wood for the winter. Not just food, because you will, like, trees don't regrow in the winter. So getting as many trees as you can before winter sets in will help keep your wood-based industries running come wintertime. So that's another important one to think about. So I tried to go west and down, and this time I'll go east. Oh, yeah, here we go. So here's winter, first day of winter, where the worked farms up top that are worked by Radizins will regrow. Granted, they, I believe, grow at a slower rate, but then all of the wild crops will not regrow. They go dormant after the first time they're harvested. So it's a situation where if you're not farming or hunting or something, because there are still things to hunt. Bunnies and frogs and snails and the other critters to hunt do regen in the winter, but sometimes it can be hard to feed a large town on just hunted stuff alone, especially if the hunted stuff is not close to your base, because there's a lot of travel time involved. Building up the infrastructure with the elevators and mine carts can help you cut down on travel time, but it's definitely one of those situations where relying on hunting alone in the winter is probably not the way to go. Ooh, a double beehive. Come on, spiders, where are you? Lord, this is ridiculous. This seed is absurd. So people that have played before probably get why I'm like scratching my head about this, but if you haven't ever played before, it's usually pretty easy to find spiders. In fact, sometimes they're hard to avoid because they will spin a lot of webs that will slow down travel time, and you're just like stuck dealing with that. But instead, it seems like this map seed is just 0 webs anywhere. Just tons of bunnies, tons of snails, and frogs. Could be worse, but it is weird. So much like games like Oxygen Not Included, there's sort of a concept of biome. So these are like the woody biomes, and then I can also find jungle ones and everything. So it helps to travel further from my comfort zone. Okay, so they are demanding hygiene, rest, joy, and are becoming criminal as a result of not having their those types of needs met. So there's a Rhadamant exploding with complaints, and what will end up happening with them... Alright, so I think this is the end of the mat world, so it doesn't go any further east than that. So if there are spiders, they're like below me somewhere. But what they're going to do is they're going to try to upset other Rhadamants with their complaints as a sort of rebellion mechanic. So if I can satisfy their complaints, we can avoid the rebellion mechanic. But if I'm not working actively towards trying to satisfy whatever made them upset, we can end up with a sort of a revolt mechanic. Which, truth be told, I don't know too much about, because I usually manage the dissenters and criminals pretty well. So we'll head to the person that is exploding with complaints and figure out what we can do. So that would be Marauder. So if their joy, hygiene, and rest needs are not met well enough, they sort of go on strike, if you will. So he is deactivated due to his strike, and we can see that I'm not really sure what's making him upset, actually. He wants to be more entertained. So if you take a look at the status effects, he was victimized by crime. And actually, it's mostly victimized by crime that tipped him over. So one of the criminals in the colony robbed him, and he was very upset by that. It's relatively easy to fix, as long as we keep our criminals in check. But what he'll do is he'll probably hang out by the circus. Yeah, there he is. Hanging out by the circus, spreading his dissent. Which is funny, because I believe that, yeah, he is the circus worker. So no one's even gathering around the circus to listen to him, because he's not working anymore. Alright, Double Dwarf. It's pretty possible that you are the one that victimized him, so you're gonna have to go to prison. So the Rhadamants in need of joy, that's something that is pretty fixable. So if we take a look at any of these Rhadamants, and we take a look at their needs here, their joy needs, they want an arena, a school, or a circus stand. And the problem is with Marauder on strike, I don't have the arena currently doing anything. I do... Oh, you know, and I don't even have anyone working in the school. So that's probably the issue. There's a lack of tools to keep the school running. So let's solve that issue at least. And that one's easy to solve. We go over to the sawmill. Make sure that they're making wooden sticks, which they are, and then head over to the wood workshop and make sure that they're making tools. And currently they were making cogwheels, so that was the issue, is the production supply was wrong. So I've just fixed that. The cogwheels were so that we could make more of these stations, but we probably have enough cogwheels for a few more stations now. Yeah, 2 more stations could be built, so we don't really need more cogwheels at the moment. So with the production of tools getting ramped back up, we should be okay. I'm also going to put Vivid Pixel as the circus stand worker so that we can start fulfilling other joy needs. Because we've had Marauder on strike at the circus and the school not supplied with tools in order to teach, so that nobody's really been getting their joy needs met as a result, which is not good. So employing a new circus worker and then building tools will help to solve that in short order. All right, so now that that has, now that I have like a workable fix in order, sort of set up, it is time to continue to search for webs that may or may not even exist because of RNG. Come on, web crawlers, where are you? A lot of water down here, too. And salt, and bone, and limestone. Is it possible to trade for webs? It is. It is possible to trade for webs. So, I'll do a little bit more exploration, and if I don't get it, I will research what I need to initiate trade. Because at some point, I'm just gonna give up and just try to buy it. That's not a bad call. So I actually don't know what this is. This is new. Whatever these illuminating seeds are. Maybe a light source, organic light source or something. I think it's a new feature that wasn't in the game last I played. I haven't fully checked all of the patch notes, so there's new stuff that we'll discover together. So it was called Illuminator. And let's go ahead and start to research the things needed to do some trade. Because it seems like my map RNG is not really going to allow me to rely solely on exploration. So that... trying to remember exactly the trade. Diplomatic office... and trading center. I think that's what I need. I just don't have them built. Yeah, I don't have them built. We need fabric for the diplomatic office and fabric for the trade center. Got it. So let's make sure that we're getting fabric then. So here is our loom. And switching Udogal from doing rope from jungle supplies to... Well, he could do both. How much rope do we even have? It's possible that we don't actually need more rope. $47? Yeah, we probably can put a pause on rope for a bit. Surprisingly, despite trying to fix the issues with joy, it looks like we have a lot of joyless Rhadamant, which is unexpected. I thought that we really solved a lot of the joy issues. Maybe they just haven't spent time in those around the circus in the school. So maybe given time that will self-correct. So now that I've queued the fabrics to be manufactured, I'll continue doing a little bit more exploration, and then once we have those fabrics, I can open up a diplomatic office and a trade center to start trading with the outside world for resources. Oh, I just broke the pathfinding there. For resources that we've been struggling to obtain. Namely, webs. Hopefully they supply those rope ladders, because I'm stuck down here unless I dig myself a different way up. Whoa, that is an interesting water supply. Tubular. Oh, I'm gonna suffocate here. I don't see webs that direction, so I'm gonna start digging downwards. On the mini-map in the top right, there seems to be some sort of large void, maybe? I can't tell what it is exactly from yet. We got some seaweed. Ooh, okay. What is that? I don't know, and I want to find out. This is a sprout anemone? Or a spout anemone? Oh, this makes water. Yeah, that's right. So you can enclose that and you know, it could become a renewable water source. I think. Alternatively, you can mine it for water. And given how deep I am, I probably didn't need a renewable water source down here, as it's like way too far from my farms to be helpful. But there's a giant pool of water below me where it was generating water this whole time. Alright, so this is the large void that I saw. With any luck, it has spiders in it. It doesn't look like it from a distance. Oh, and there's another water anemone here. Wow, this is a really big empty cave with nothing, no points of interest in it at all, leading to like a crystal cavern. Is there a function to see the full map that I've explored? I actually forget. I think the telescope can help with that, but I actually don't remember if there is or not. So there's a criminal I'll need to arrest once I get back topside. And I think it's probably safe to say that I've done probably quite enough searching for webs. I think it's time to just aim to buy them, because this is getting deeply ridiculous. So crystal is not a commonly used material. It's made for some specialty equipment and the like, unless they've added new uses for it. So nice to have, but it's just because it's shiny doesn't necessarily mean it's useful. Not like gold and copper. Gold and copper can become coinage, whereas like crystals can only become a few different specialty items. I suppose it might be possible to sell it to others, though. Oh no! Don't pick that up. All right. I'm gonna need to return topside soon because we have an attack coming. I'm gonna do one last very hopeful exploration here. Just going a little bit east of the... Wait, the city's already on attack? Why? I don't think that's true. Oh, a crystal tree. Nice. Who's attacking the city right now? I think that's probably not true because of the attack isn't queued up yet. So we found some mushroom caverns, which is awesome. Not spiders. Sometimes spiders will spawn around them, though. Because they're, I think, in the similar biome, but it doesn't guarantee spider spawns. But I'm going to have to return here later, because I need to get back to the kingdom for its defense. And now I know why the pathfinding was broken. In doing that mining there, I had broke some of it. Oh, we have some criminals and I just let one walk by. Getting a full-time police officer might be a wise choice at this point, considering the commonality criminals. The reticence needing joy. I'm actually rather surprised that they haven't been fulfilling that a little bit better. So I'm putting down some of the platforms there, and the current priority is going to be start to trade for needed resources, because it's getting a wee bit ridiculous, and that's what the trade mechanic is for. Oh, we are not under attack by such a large force like last time. This is pretty tame in comparison. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it just hadn't all spawned yet. Maylan, thank you for the resub. So I've really not been using traps as a method of defense. If you want me to start using more traps for defending, which is a pretty economical way of doing it, you can vote for that next time the poll comes up. And Cthulhu, thank you for the resub too. Even though we're under attack, I'm, oh god, we have yet another criminal. So, Royal, let's go with the diplomatic office and stick that there. The attack has been thwarted. And DSM Matter, thank you for the resub too. Somehow or another, water's been getting in. I guess we don't have a roof yet over our colony, so when it rains, it comes down this main elevator shaft, which is fine. I mean, it's not harmful necessarily unless it gets deep enough that it makes the Rhadamants wet and sad, which it hasn't yet. Where's the last criminal? So the last criminal is homuncular, and he's deep, deep, deep underground. But he's coming. We'll plop him on irons once he's resurfaced. There he is. Thank you for tuning in to Ratopia, which originally streamed live on Twitch, February 6th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. Hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Ratopians.